Despite the job being regulated by numerous laws, there are still many issues concerning the work conditions. Among these are exploitation and alienation. Alienation is the process whereby people become foreign to the world they are living in, whereas exploitation is the act of using power to systematically extract more value from the workers than is given to them. According to the German philosopher Karl Marx, their beginning is to be found in the birth of modern capitalism, in particular with the first industrial revolution. The industrialization of the economy, happened in the 18th century in England, brought many negative social effects, including poor work and living conditions, exploitation, and low wages. A crucial step toward the alienation of workers was the theorizing of the scientific management, written by Frederick Taylor. Applying the scientific method to reduce the dead times and get the most out of each worker, Taylor aimed to find the one best way to organize a factory and increase its efficiency. To perfectly follow this kind of management was Henry Ford, who introduced the assembly line of mass production. What Taylor though failed to acknowledge was the psychological complexity of man, which was first taken into consideration by Hilton Mayo, a major exponent of the human relations movement, according to which, to take away the workers from the state of alienation, the employer must engage a proper relationship with the employees. Nevertheless, alienation and exploitation are still a problem. 25 million are the people involved in forced labor nowadays. Among these, 16 million people are exploited in the private sector. Children make up about 25% of the people being exploited. Particularly harsh is the conditions of child soldiers. Between 2005 and 2018, about 65,000 children were verified to have been recruited and used by armed forces and groups, even though actual numbers are likely much higher. Another category highly exploited is the one of the interns. In the European Union, only in 2020, the practice of not paying interns was condemned. However, in many countries, internships have not been regulated by law yet. In Italy, the minimum wage for interns is 500 euros, but there are still situations in which interns are treated like subordinate workers and are not given a proper education. An example of how problematic the job conditions still are in Italy is the death of Luana Durazzo, who was an apprentice in a textile factory. Although she needed a proper training, she wasn't followed by an instructor, resulting in a catastrophe. Situations like these make us reflect on how more control over the work environment and the staff are needed. The articles of the Italian Constitution involved in the regulation of the subordinate job go from the 35th to the 14th. Particularly important is the 36th, which establishes that the wages must be proportionate to the quality and quantity of the job, and that the maximum amount of hours, which is 8, is determined by the law.